students. So here today I am here to begin a new topic, students, that is kinetics of radioactive disintegration. Okay, so put the next side heading, students, in your notebook: radioactive disintegration, which is also an important question. Okay, radioactive disintegration. Do you know the other name of radioactive disintegration, students? Yes, it's also called as radioactive decay. Both we can call them as synonyms. Both that means radioactive disintegration or radioactive decay. So this generally happens when the atom has unstable combination of protons and neutrons, or in its nucleus, or it has excess of energy. So we can also say that this occurs spontaneously when the unstable nucleus emits its excess of energy in the form of radiation. Okay, so actually here while learning we will study or learn the kinetics of this radioactive disintegration. We will not go deep into what this radioactive disintegration is. Okay, so just for your understanding or information, I have written one sentence on the board, that is radioactive element is subjected to spontaneous degeneration of its nucleus accompanied by the emission of excess energy in the form of radiation. I told you now, students, radioactive decay is nothing but it occurs when the nucleus has excess of energy. That means we say the atom has unstable nucleus. So when it has unstable combination of protons and neutrons in its nucleus. So immediately what happens? That the element is subjected to degeneration. So one element will be converted into another element because of this radioactive disintegration, students. Okay, if you want, you can write the first sentence in your notebook, that is radioactive element is subjected to spontaneous degeneration of its nucleus accompanied by, so whatever excess energy is there in the nucleus, it will be emitted in the form of radiation, alpha or beta or gamma rays. Okay, so now what exactly we are learning here in this chapter, chemical kinetics, students? So if you look at the kinetics of radioactive disintegration, it is almost similar to the first order kinetics. Okay, so that's what I have mentioned. Radioactive disintegration is similar to the first order rate equation, and rate of this radioactive disintegration depends on nature of the radioactive element but not on the external factors like pressure, concentration or temperature, etc. students. Okay, so it is exactly like the first order kinetics, and the rate of this radioactive disintegration, it just depends on the nature of the radioactive element, and it is not influenced by factors like temperature, pressure, concentration, etc. You just write a few sentences as introduction under radioactive disintegration, students. Okay, now, so moving on to the kinetics. First start with, so let us consider a radioactive. To understand the kinetics, students, we are taking into consideration a radioactive element A which disintegrates to form B. Okay, so radioactive element after disintegration, it converts into B. So first sentence of the derivation you can write down, students. Let us consider a radioactive element A which disintegrates into B. So A gives B. Okay, A is not giving products. So one radioactive element after disintegration, it is just turning into, converting into another element, that is B. Okay, next below. Let the number of atoms of radioactive element A, let us consider or let us assume that initially in the beginning let the number of atoms be n naught, students. Let the number of atoms of radioactive element initially. So initial stages when we are not considering time, let it be n naught. So next, let the number of atoms of A at any time t. Okay, it might be after 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes. After disintegration, let the number of atoms of A at any time be capital N, students. Okay, initially when we are not considering time, let it be n naught, and at any time, at any instant of time, let the number of atoms, we are considering it as capital N. We are just assuming initially n naught, at some time t, let it be capital N, students. Now how to write rate of radioactive disintegration? So below write down rate of disintegration at time t, at certain time t. At time t will be equal to rate of disintegration at time comma t equals to, write down students, minus dn by small letter small d, n is capital letter, minus dn by dt proportional to capital N. Minus dn by dt proportional to capital N. So you know what capital N is, students. What is capital N? Let the number of atoms of A at certain time t. We have considered it as capital N. Okay. Now rate of disintegration is minus d capital N by minus dt. T is also small letter proportional to capital N. Okay. Now let us see what this minus sign, what this dn and what this dt is. Okay. So below write down, students. Negative sign in the rate expression indicates decrease in number of atoms. So after disintegration, certainly what happens? Number of atoms will be reduced. Okay. So negative sign indicates decrease in number of atoms with time. Okay. What is this negative sign indicating, ma? Decrease in number of atoms. So as it is decrease, we are showing it with a negative sign. Decrease number of atoms with time. Okay. Below write down. Dn, small letter d, capital N is the number of atoms disintegrating in time dt. dn by dt. Minus is decrease in number of atoms and decrease in number of atoms with time. Next dn is number of atoms which disintegrate in time t. In time dt. Okay, students, rate expression have you understood? So first, initially the number of atoms we considered it to be n naught. Okay, at any time t we have considered it to be n. So using this data, rate expression of radioactive disintegration, we can write it as minus dn by dt proportional to n. You know what n is. Now what is negative sign? It is decrease in number of atoms with the time. Next dn is number of atoms disintegrating in time dt. Clear till here? Okay. Next, look at the rate expression. Minus dn by dt proportional to n. If we remove the proportionality, we need to introduce a constant. So here I have written minus dn by dt is equal to lambda into n. So the constant that we are introducing here is lambda, students, where lambda is called as disintegration or decay constant. So next step, minus dn by dt is equal to lambda into dt. lambda into dt. Okay, after removing proportionality, we are introducing the constant lambda, where lambda is called as, sorry students, minus dn by dt is equal to lambda into n, where lambda is called as disintegration or decay constant. Now, from this step, bringing the same variables to the same side. So, what did I do? Minus dn by n is equal to dt, if it moves here, lambda into dt. Okay. So, after rate expression, after removing proportionality, this is the step, minus dn by dt is equal to lambda into n, have you written, where lambda is disintegration constant. Next, bringing the same variables to the same side, minus dn by n is equal to lambda into dt. This dt will come here if you bring this n here. Okay. Now, mark this as equation number 1. Mark this as equation number 1. Now, look here students. If we assume dt to be 1 second, write down, if dt is equal to 1 second, what happens to this expression? If dt is 1 second, minus dn by n is equal to lambda, because dt is 1. Lambda into 1 is lambda. Okay. If dt is equal to 1 second you mentioned, then minus dn by n is equal to lambda. So, from this expression, we can define the decay constant. Sometimes you might be asked to define decay constant or disintegration constant for 1 mark. So, write down. Therefore, from this expression, we can define lambda. Therefore, lambda can be defined as, so lambda is equal to how much? Minus dn by n. Defined as fraction of total number of atoms which disintegrate in 1 second at any instant of time. Okay. So, whatever it is, after 15 minutes or after 10 minutes or after 20 minutes, within 1 second, the fraction of total number of atoms that are disintegrating, that is called as a decay constant, which is nothing but lambda. Once again students, lambda is defined as fraction of total number of atoms which disintegrate in 1 second. See, when dt we considered it as 1 second, then only lambda is equal to minus dn by n. Okay. In 1 second at any instant of time. Underline that definition students. So students, after writing the definition of decay constant, now we will move forward. Next sentence. Below that, write down students. Let us integrate equation 1 on both the sides. Integrating equation 1 on both the sides. Integrating equation 1 on both the sides. So how do we write that one? Minus integral dn by n is equal to lambda into integral dt. Minus integral dn by n is equal to lambda into integral dt. Mark this as equation 2. Mark this as equation 2. Next comes, put a star mark and write down. We know that integral dx by x is equal to integral dx by x. So, in our equation we have integral dn by n. So, from mathematics, integral dx by x is equal to, students, the solution of that, log x plus constant. Integral dx by x is equal to log x plus constant. The constant that we are taking here is c1, and integral dt is equal to t plus constant. So, we are taking another constant c2. Write down, put a star mark. We know that integral dn by n is equal to, dx by x is equal to log x plus c1 and integral dt is equal to t plus c2. Okay, put it in a box. So according to this, we will try to solve our equation 2. So what is there in our equation 2? Integral dn by n. But integral dx by x is log x plus c1. So from this, integral dn by n will be equal to, write down, minus integral dn by n is equal to minus of log n plus c1. Put it inside the bracket, students. Integral dn by n is log n plus c1, but we have negative sign, hence minus integral dn by n is equal to minus of log n plus c1. Okay, so therefore equation 2 becomes minus of log n plus c1 is equal to minus of log n plus c1 is equal to lambda into dt na, students. Dt how much? T plus c2. So right side lambda into t plus c2. Open the brackets on right hand side. Lambda into t, lambda t plus lambda into c2, lambda c2. Okay, is equal to lambda into t, lambda t plus lambda is a constant, c2 is a constant. We will take a new constant, c3. That is right hand side. Next left hand side. Minus, look here students, minus of log n plus c1. Open the brackets. Minus log n, minus into plus, minus c1 is equal to lambda into t plus c3. So we will move minus c1 to right side. Therefore, what remains here? Minus log n is equal to lambda t plus c3 is here. If this minus c1 comes to right side, c3 plus c1. So both are constants, c3 and c1. So we will introduce a new constant. Therefore, the next step becomes minus log n is equal to lambda t plus c, students. So once again, integrating the equation on both the sides, students. So you know how to write the integral symbol, na? Minus integral dn by n is equal to lambda into integral dt, ma. Mark it as equation 2. Okay. But we know that integral dx by x is equal to log x plus constant. Using that, integral dn by n will be log n plus c1. And integral dt is t plus c2. So applying these values to our equation 2, we can write minus of log n plus c1 is equal to lambda into t plus c2. Okay, so right side we just opened the brackets and we multiplied. So we could get lambda t plus c3. Next one is minus log n. We are moving this minus c1 to right side. So therefore we are getting minus log n is equal to lambda t plus c. Mark this as equation 3. Now below write down, students. When t is equal to 0, n is equal to n naught. Generally in the previous kinetics we used to write when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. But here if n is equal to 0, we cannot derive or we cannot determine the kinetics. So n we are making it equal to n naught. Okay. So initially go back and check what did we mention this n. At any instant of time, in the beginning or after 10 minutes or after 20 minutes. So we are making this n equal to initial number of atoms, that is n naught, students. Okay. So write down. When t is equal to 0, n is equal to n naught. Now substituting these values in equation 3. Substituting these values in equation 3. So what do we get? Minus n is n naught. Okay. So minus log, in the place of n you will write n naught is equal to lambda into, in the place of t you will write lambda into 0 plus c. So lambda into 0 is 0. Therefore c will be equal to minus log n naught. So below write down, substituting c value in equation 3. So minus log n is equal to lambda t minus log n naught. Okay. So this is what we get by substituting c value in equation 3. What is that, ma? Minus log n is equal to lambda into t minus log n naught. Okay. Now, so left side there is negative sign, right side there is lambda t minus log n naught. Suppose if I bring minus log n naught to left side, what happens? It becomes positive. So that's what I have done. So bring minus log n naught to left side. So log n naught, left side what is there already? Minus log n, it will remain as minus log n only. So log n naught minus log n is equal to lambda into t, students. So this log n naught minus log n can be written as log n naught by n. Why? Because you all know that log m minus log n is equal to log m by n. So using that we can write log of n naught by n is equal to lambda into t. So first order kinetics, if you kindly go back or turn the pages, or if you had practiced first order kinetics, you must be remembering that we have done this in that first order kinetics also. So below put a star mark and write down, we know that log of x base e is equal to, so conversion of base e logarithm to base 10, what do we do, students? We multiply with 2.303. So below put a star mark and write down log of x base e is equal to 2.303 log of x base 10. Therefore, log of n naught by n base e, convert it into base 10. We need to multiply with 2.303. Therefore, log of n naught by n base e is equal to 2.303 log of n naught by n base 10. Okay. So we will write this in the above equation. So therefore, write down, students, therefore 2.303 log of n naught by n base 10 is equal to lambda into t. Now we are deriving an expression for lambda, students. Lambda, what is lambda? It is the disintegration constant. Okay. So from here we can write the expression for lambda. So therefore lambda is equal to 2.303 divided by t comes to the denominator, into log of n naught by n base 10. Put it in a box, students. Put it in a box. This is the expression for the decay constant of radioactive disintegration. So look at this, compare with the first order rate expression. So I have just written here for your information, students. So this is similar to first order kinetics. K1 is equal to, there we have derived 2.303 by t log of a by a minus x base 10. Are they not looking similar? That's why in the beginning we have mentioned that this is similar to first order kinetics, students. Next, below that put the side heading half-life. So the answer is not yet completed, students. Below put the side heading half-life. Do you remember what half-life is, students? Yes, it is time required for the disintegration of half the initial amount of the radioactive substance. So write down, I have given you the definition. The time required for the disintegration of, the time taken or required for the disintegration of half the original amount of radioactive substance, or half the initial amount of radioactive substance. Written? Right. Next, write down the expression for decay constant. That is lambda is equal to 2.303 by t log of n naught by n base 10. Write down the expression for lambda. Lambda is equal to 2.303 by t log of n naught by n base 10. Below write down, students, when t is equal to t half, when t equals to t half, comma, n will be equal to n naught by 2. N will be equal to n naught by 2. Substituting these values in our rate expression, lambda is equal to 2.303 by t half, 2.303 by t half log of n naught by, in the place of n we will substitute n naught by 2. So n naught by 2. 2 goes up. Therefore, I have written log of n naught by n naught into 2 base 10. So, n naught gets cancelled. What remains? Log of 2 base 10. So, what's the value of log of 2? Those who have practiced first order kinetics. Yes, it is 0.3010. Kindly write down lambda equals to 2.303 by t half into 0.3010. So what is the value that we get if we multiply these two? 0.693. Very good. So lambda is equal to 0.693 by t half. Hence the final expression t half is equal to 0.693 by lambda. Okay. So kindly draw a line till here, students. So when you are asked to derive an expression for the disintegration constant, then you are supposed to write till here, students. So if you had practiced first order kinetics, this would be very easy for you, students. Okay. So this is all for today's class. Please practice first order kinetics, second order kinetics, zero order kinetics. Practice all the numericals and also please practice radioactive disintegration. Okay, students. So we will meet in the next class with a new topic. Till then, take care, stay safe and bye-bye.